Nepal's energy landscape has transformed significantly over the past decade. From long hours of load shedding in the past, we now see an energy surplus, particularly during the monsoon season. Hydropower projects are producing more electricity than ever before, and Nepal has begun exporting a substantial portion of this energy to India. On paper, this seems like a success story. A nation that once struggled to keep the lights on is now a net exporter of electricity. But beneath this progress lies a darker, often overlooked reality. Nepal's own industries and enterprises are still struggling with power outages, voltage fluctuations, and inconsistent supply. These disruptions are not always visible to the wider public, especially because residential load shedding has come down dramatically. For many households, the lights stay on, but for factories, businesses, and service-based enterprises, the story is different. Namaste. Welcome to an in-depth look at how energy is used in Nepal's industries and enterprises. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to understand the current energy situation in these sectors and why this survey is both important and timely. The study aims to uncover the ground-level experience of energy use in Nepal's industrial sector. How reliable is their electricity? How do outages affect production, jobs, and growth? The study also raises a bigger question. If Nepal has surplus electricity, why can't our industries make full use of it? The survey doesn't just collect data. It seeks to inform policy. It aims to bring visibility to these hidden challenges and to advocate for smarter energy planning. Energy access is not just about how much we generate, but about how equitably and efficiently we distribute and use it. As Nepal continues to position itself as an energy exporter, we must ask, are we doing enough to power our own economic growth from within?
According to the Nepal Energy Sector Synopsis Report 2022, Nepal's energy consumption is distributed across 6 major economic sectors. Among these, the residential sector accounts for the largest share, consuming 63% of the total energy, followed by the industrial sector at 18% and the transport sector at 9%. The residential sector is the largest energy consuming sector in the country, followed by the industrial sector, which consumes 114 petajoules of energy. In Interdisciplinary Analyst previous video, available on our YouTube channel, we explored the energy use within the residential sector. In this video, we shift our focus to the industrial sector, which plays a significant role in Nepal's overall energy landscape.
To understand energy use patterns among industries and enterprises in Nepal, a comprehensive survey was conducted across 6 key industrial clusters: Viratnagar Itari, Kathmandu, Birganj Patlaiya, Pokhara, Bhairava Butol, and Nepalganj Kolpur. The study covers 614 industries and enterprises across micro, cottage, small, medium, and large scale in line with Nepal's industrial classification. The sample of surveyed establishment covers a wide range of economic sectors. These include manufacturing, accommodation and food services, financial and insurance activities, agriculture, forestry and fishing, women health and social work, information and communication, wholesale and retail trade, and other services. To conduct the survey, a team of 18 enumerators and 6 supervisors underwent a comprehensive training before being deployed to the 6 key industrial clusters selected for the study. Data collection was carried out in September 2024.
An important finding of the survey is that as high as 95% of the industries and businesses in Nepal experienced power outages in fiscal year 2023-24. On average, firms face 21 power outages per week, lasting anywhere from 10 minutes to over as long as 147 minutes. Nepalganj Kohalpur was the hardest hit with 35 times power outages per week, while Kathmandu had the fewest, 6 per week.
Main reason Nepalganj Kohalpur faces the highest number of power outages is due to the unbalanced nature of the electricity grid. The area is served by 4 33 kilovolt transmission lines from Kohalpur, one extending up to Gularia. The power comes either all the way from Tanakpur in the west or Butwal in the east, with no, say, 30 or 40 megawatt hydropower plant feeding the Kohalpur substation itself. This long-distance supply leads to major voltage drop, making it hard to meet the area's power needs, especially in peak summer months when demand is the highest.
Power outages, a word that sounds normal to many of us sitting at home, since many of our homes, especially in Kathmandu, have inverters, which help provide lights, put on the TVs and charge our phones, even when there is no electricity. So, for many of us, it is not a big deal. But for factories and businesses, however, a power outages bring entire factories and businesses to a standstill. And it is not just a small pause, it hits hard.
थ्रो आवर फ्लक्चुएसन हुँदा चाहिँ इक्विपमेन्टमा चाहिँ धेरै नै असर गर्छ। हरेकचोटि बत्ती जाँदाखेरि त्यसको वाइन्डिङ इन्सुलेसनको क्वालिटी घट्दै जान्छ। टाइम एन्ड अगेन फ्लक्चुएसन हुँदाखेरि मोटर जल्ने धेरै सम्भावना हुन्छ। हाम्रो यो 7 वर्षको अन्तरालमा करिब 3 चोटि चाहिँ हाम्रो एचटी मोटर 830 किलोवाटको लस गरेको छौँ। त्यो चाहिँ धेरै लस छ हाम्रो कम्पनीको लागि। बार बार बत्ती जाँदाखेरि हामीले मेन पावर युटिलाइजेसन पनि राम्रो भइरहेको छैन। जस्तै कुनै फिक्स समयको लागि मेन पावर लिएछौँ भने बत्ती गएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि फेरि त्यसलाई एक्सटेन्ड गर्ने हो कि अर्को मेन पावर लिने हो कि काम नगराइ पनि मान्छे बसाउनु परेको छ। प्रोपर युटिलाइजेसन अफ रिसोर्स भइरहेको छैन। जस्तै रिसोर्स मेन पावर रिसोर्स पनि राम्रो भइरहेको छैन भने अब अरू हाम्रो जुन एसेटहरू छ त्यसलाई पनि असर परिरहेको छ।
For every blackout doesn't cut just power, it cuts into profit, jobs and entire economy. Across the country, voltage fluctuation and frequent power outages have become a serious concern for industry operations. The survey revealed that more than half of the firms surveyed reported damage to their equipment and increased spending on repairs. Around 40% of them had to rely on generators, adding to their operational cost. But damage doesn't stop there. Many also face spoiled goods, reduced product quality, and ultimately lost sales. According to our report, average annual loss incurred by an establishment is nearly 13.7 million every year due to power-related disruptions. That's a massive loss, not just for the companies, but for the entire economy.
Nepal's industries and businesses are ready to consume more electricity if it is steady and reliable. Our survey shows that 59% of industries and enterprises would increase their power use if they could count on a stable supply, and they are willing to pay a bit more, on average 4% more on their current electricity bill, for guaranteed and high quality supply. Access to affordable and dependable electricity had already been established as a fundamental right of industries globally.
बिजुलीको निरन्तरता भइदियो भनेदेखि
वेस्टेज पर्सेन्टेज पनि घटेर जान्छ। विद्युत चाहिँ कन्फर्म चाहिँ विद्युत चाहिँ सप्लाई हुन चाहिँ कन्फर्म छ भने हामीलाई अरू प्लान्ट मेसिनहरू एड गर्नलाई अन्य प्लास्टिक जस्तै अन्य उत्पादन क्षेत्रमा अन्य वडा घरमा जानलाई हामीलाई सजिलो हुन्थ्यो र हामी त्यो काम अवश्य पनि गर्थ्यौँ र क्षमता वृद्धिको ग्रोथ हाल आएर हामीको प्लास्टिक उद्योगमा वार्षिक 10-15% छ भने हामी पक्कै पनि क्षमता वृद्धि 20% 50% हामी बढाउनलाई हामीलाई कुनै सङ्कोच हुन्थेन, त्यसमा हामी ढुक्क हुने थियौँ।
However, considering Nepal's current energy situation and supply conditions, our industries remain deprived of reliable and quality electricity. In fact, many industries appear willing to pay an additional cost for improved electricity supply. So, if quality electricity can be ensured, both the reputation and revenue of Nepal Electricity Authority are likely to see significant improvement. The debate between exporting electricity and using it domestically has been discussed and debated time and again. But let's look at simple numbers to see how prioritizing domestic industrial use could boost utility revenues before we even count the wider economic benefits of increased use of power in industries. According to our survey, the average Nepali industry spends 2.7 million Nepali rupees on power annually. Also, 59% of industries say they would increase their electricity use if supply were more reliable. Then, we use a data from Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies, which reports around 9,085 industries registered in Nepal. Now consider this, if 59%, which equals to 5,360 industries, pay 4% more for reliable electricity, it presents a substantial revenue opportunity for Nepal Electricity Authority and a critical step forward for Nepal's industrial growth. Also, let's consider a simple maths. If those 5,360 businesses boost their consumption by just 20% after reliable power is ensured, Nepal Electricity Authority could then earn an extra 3.1 billion Nepali rupees annually. That's a remarkable revenue surge just from meeting existing domestic demand, long before we consider other economic benefits owing from higher productivity and production.
Unreliable electricity doesn't just limit NEA's earnings, it also hurts the government's revenue. Frequent power outages cause businesses to lose sales and profits. Another critical factor is the revenue loss from electricity exports. Nepal currently exports electricity to India at 7 rupees 39 paisa per unit, while domestic industries pay 10 rupees 54 paisa per unit. That's around 30% revenue loss per unit when exporting power instead of using it domestically. Reliable electricity is not just about having electrical connections and a meter in the place. It means delivering the exact voltage and industry demands with no fluctuations, no unexpected trippings, and zero outages, so that production lines keep moving without interruptions. It is the foundation for industrial growth, increased government revenue, and a stronger, more self-reliant economy. By prioritizing stable electricity for businesses, Nepal can unlock billions in economic potential, powering the entire nation forward.
The cost of electricity from variable renewable energy sources like solar has plummeted from 46 cents per kilowatt hour in 2010 to just 4 cents today, and is projected to fall further to 2.2 cents by 2030 as per estimates by India's energy think tank TERI. Nepal, falling near the Tropic of Cancer, has 50,000 terawatt hours of solar potential, which is 7,000 times its current electricity use. But it currently produces only 106 megawatts of solar power. Despite the huge cost savings, increased reliability of power supply, and energy independence, most industries were unaware of it, and only a small number of industries mentioned installing solar PV. This would allow electricity to be generated and consumed on site, thus reducing line losses, which currently stand at 18 to 19% during distribution, improving voltage stability, and eliminating need for costly voltage stabilizers. Reduction in sudden outages as well as voltage fluctuations would benefit industries by reducing 10 to 12% raw material loss during production.
For Nepal, the need to increase renewable energy production and use is less for climate change concerns and much more for economic reasons. The promotion of solar PV use as economic drivers is being effectively addressed by Alternative Energy Promotion Center (AEPC) with its pioneering RESCO and CAPEX models. The RESCO model is particularly attractive for industries, which allows them to avoid heavy upfront investment.
घाम पावरले रेस्को मोडलमा चाहिँ कसरी काम गर्छ भन्दाखेरि हामीले चाहिँ इन्डस्ट्रीज अथवा बिजनेसेसहरू, हस्पिटल, स्कुलहरूको छानामा चाहिँ आफ्नै खर्चमा लगेर सोलरको हामी बिल्ड गरिदिन्छौँ। अब जब हाम्रो सोलर बनिसक्छ त्यसमा चाहिँ उहाँहरूले 1 रुपैयाँ पनि अगाडिको इनिसियल इन्भेस्टमेन्ट चाहिँ के पनि लाग्दैन त्यो हाम्रो इन्डस्ट्रिजहरूलाई, र उहाँहरूले 15-20 वर्षसम्म चाहिँ हामीलाई एनइएलआई डिल बुझाए जस्तो हिसाबले मासिक आफ्नो जति युनिट खपत हुन्छ त्यही युनिट अनुसारको चाहिँ महसुल बुझाइ पुग्छ। हाम्रो अर्को मोडल पनि छ। अर्को मोडल अन्तर्गत चाहिँ एउटा कोही इच्छुक इन्डस्ट्रिजहरूले चाहिँ ब्याङ्कको थ्रुबाट लोन लिएर आफैले पनि अपफ्रन्ट इन्भेस्टमेन्ट गरेर चाहिँ सोलर चाहिँ जडान गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। त्यो मोडल अन्तर्गत चाहिँ घाम पावरले सोलर जडान गरिदिए बापत हामीले चाहिँ एकमुष्ट रकम लिन्छौँ र एएमसी कन्ट्र्याक्टको रूपमा हामी चाहिँ हरेक वर्ष चाहिँ आफ्टर सेल्स सपोर्ट चाहिँ हामी तपाईहरुलाई दिने गर्छौं।
Now, let's talk about Industrial Zone Management Limited, IZML, which has considerable potential and can lead in the field of transformative renewable energy. Industrial Zone Management Limited, responsible for managing industrial zones, has numerous opportunities through this model. IZML's leadership in solar rooftop initiatives could catalyze a transformative shift in energy in Nepal's industrial sector. They can be a large-scale solar producers, producing approximately 300 to 400 megawatt of energy across its 10 industrial zones. Whatever IZML's reasoning for this hesitation may be, from my perspective, this is a missed opportunity. IZML could easily tap into large-scale solar projects in its zones, collaborate with private providers via AEPC's RESCO model, and negotiate feed-in tariff to monetize surplus solar power with NEA. Both AEPC and IZML must jointly push for policy reforms and demonstrate that solar adoption not only lowers energy cost and enhances reliability, but can also be a viable revenue-generating strategy for Nepal's industrial future.
Industries have the potential to generate their own electricity using rooftop solar panels in available space. However, current rules and regulations, especially from the Industrial Zone Management Limited, make it difficult for them to do so. Industrial Zone Management Limited does not support feed-in tariffs or reversible meters, which are necessary for industries to sell excess electricity back to the grid. Without these agreements, any unused solar power is wasted, making solar energy less attractive for industries in these areas. Although the Ministry of Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation has allowed industries to install solar systems up to 1 megawatt under its 2080 Bikram Samvat directive, the Nepal Electricity Authority limits net metering to just 500 kilowatt. This lower cap restricts how much solar energy industries can effectively use or sell, despite many having the capacity to generate 5 to 6 megawatts. There are no technical or financial limitations. Only policy-related barriers are holding back solar adoption in the industrial sector.
Nepal has achieved near universal electrification, but reliability remains elusive. Industries still struggle with frequent voltage swing and outages that damage machinery, spoils material, and hike production costs. Industries are calling on the government to act. Industries are demanding a truly dependable supply backed by modernized grid, upgraded transformers, underground lines, and proactive maintenance to minimize disruptions and outages. Many industry leaders insist that Nepal's own energy needs must be met before any electricity is exported to India. They are also seeking policy and financial support to invest in energy-efficient technologies. Similarly, tax breaks, subsidies, and research and development funding would help offset the high upfront cost in technology.
The transition to renewable energy in industry is an important dimension of Nepal's double energy transitions. Besides securing reliable access to electricity, developing renewable energy is important to lead the country in the direction of its ambitious climate policies. Transitioning the industry sector involves, of course, technology and infrastructure, but as much reaching out and increasing the awareness about the opportunities involved. As Nepal is situated between two of the world's largest economies, India and China, its significant renewable energy potential opens possibilities for regional energy cooperation, but also requires careful navigation of geopolitical interests. From a policy perspective, Europe's industrial strategy offers a useful reference. The EU increasingly treats climate goals as part of a broader framework that includes energy robustness and security. This approach could inform industrial planning in Nepal, where energy reliability and independence are critical for development. Transitioning to renewable energy in Nepal involves leveraging local resources and aligning with global policy trends. And the science is clear. Renewables can meet industrial demand, but success depends on system thinking and coordinated action.
The world is undergoing a critical energy transition, the one that moves from fossil fuels to renewable energy, such as solar, wind, and hydro. But this transition must be a just transition, the one that protects workers, vulnerable communities, and populations. In Europe, policies like Green New Deal are embedding social justice into climate strategies. For instance, they introduce social safety nets. For global climate action, we need to understand that we cannot leave anyone behind. And this includes also developing nations. Take Nepal as an example, a country that's at the front line of climate crisis. It contributes little to global emissions, but faces severe climate impacts. Nepal's transition then must prioritize not only energy access, but also needs of industrial development, while tapping into its rich potential on renewable energy. Without justice, the energy transition risks deepening inequalities. But with justice, transition can be not only low carbon, but it can also be inclusive, resilient for all.
The Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry (FNCCI) and especially its various chapters supported us at various stages as the work progressed. I would especially like to express my gratitude to the Morang Chamber of Industries. We would like to thank the 614 industries and enterprises that were surveyed. Once the report reached its final stage, we were fortunate to hold interactions in Kathmandu on June 2nd, 2025 with FNCCI team, industrialists, as well as solar and hydropower developers and energy experts. We'd like to thank them all for attending the session and providing their feedback on the main findings. Similarly, we were fortunate to have the government representatives from the Ministry of Energy, Water, Resources and Irrigation Water and Energy Commission, Secretariat, Nepal Electricity Authority, Industrial Zone Management Limited, Alternative Energy Promotion Center, and Electricity Regulatory Commission attend our policy interaction on June 9, 2025 and provide their feedback. Their insights helped us better understand policy-related issues and sectoral dynamics. The study is a part of a research project called Connecting Climate Goals with Local Realities of Nepal, analyzing energy poverty and changing patterns of energy access in the era of climate change. Also known as VR Double Transitions of Energy, this research is funded by the Swedish Academy. Lund University Center for Sustainability Studies, Luxus, is partnering with IDA in this study. I would like to thank Luxus for their collaboration. I am grateful to the Swedish Academy for funding this research. Thank you.